Y'all ever sit back and wonder, I wonder what China's thinking of how America, our country, is handling the whole Epstein debacle that every single one of our politicians is either actively a part of or actively covering up. Seems to be no one who's innocent. Let's see what China has to say. Watch this.
Epstein files are out, millions of pages, thousands of videos in order from Congress. And what have we learned? Well, Democrats accuse the Attorney General of a cover-up. The Attorney General calls a senior congressman a washed-up loser lawyer. Victims sit in the room watching their accusers' names blacked out while their own names, their photographs, their suffering are leaked to the public. Welcome to accountability, Western style. For years, the Western elites, the Western men, have stood on what they call the moral high ground. They lecture other countries on human rights, on fair courts, on the worth of every person. They send diplomats to lecture former colonies about the rule of law, as if that law were a custom-made suit only for a rich man. Files have become a political punching bag. The Trump camp makes it about the Clintons. The Democrats make it about the Republicans. The Attorney General accuses the Committee of drama, and the committee accuses the Attorney General of running a cover-up. Meanwhile, the law Congress passes clearly states that names cannot be blacked out just to avoid embarrassment, harm to reputation, or political discomfort. So, how did the Department of Justice manage to black out the powerful and expose the victims? So here's the uncomfortable truth the West does not want to face. The Epstein archive is not just one file on one criminal. It is a CT scan of the whole system, the courts, the banks, the politicians, even some academic institutions. Not evil in some movie sense, silent partners in real world sense. Silent through doing nothing, through convenient forgetfulness, through the quiet belief that some men are too powerful to ever be brought down. And yet these same institutions continue to grade the rest of the world on human rights, continue to issue report cards on judicial reform, continue to act as if they're the world's moral judge. The lease on that high ground has run out. It ran out in Florida courthouse in 2008. It ran out on the private Caribbean island with the Harvard professor as a guest. It ran out this month on the live television when a victim had to watch her.
So now I need you to pay attention to what he just said. And this is what people here in America aren't even talking about. What's happening in the Epstein files and what's happening with the children, and that our system has created a way to pluck our children out of our society and use them for, well, we already know, okay? We don't need to discuss that again. However, how do they do it? They take them through our courthouses. In all of our local jurisdictions, we have a courthouse. And these courthouses systematically decide which children they're going to remove from parents for whichever reason they want and put them into this network. Every courthouse has the same stories because our local courts are a part of our occupation. These are the local jurisdictions that afflict the shit our actual federal government is mandating on our public. So now when you look at our local courthouses and you wonder, how come when I go into the courthouse, it feels like I always get hosed? Well, there is a reason for all this, folks. You need to remember something. Our courthouses are a place of finances to where they use that to literally destroy our public and to rob us blind and to take our kids and sell our kids off into God knows what. And it all depends on how they feel about you personally. And that's the fucked up part, because the law makes us think that they're neutrals and that they're there to help and that everyone gets a fair shake. And if you're getting hosed in court, well, you must be doing something wrong. It's a little bit bigger than that, folks. So this is going to be part one of some uncomfortable truths that we have to talk about the San Diego court system. Because now is the time to talk about the level of corruption that runs through San Diego specifically. And there's one specific criminal judge that is currently on the bench right now in San Diego. And he's done, well, unless he goes for re-election, January of 27. Okay, so it's coming up. But now I'm going to expose a network and how the network within San Diego systematically plucks kids and decides which ones they're going to send into these networks. There's so much with these Epstein files that we haven't touched how they're actually getting their hands on so many children when, don't quote me on the exact figure because I didn't look it up right now before I'm saying this, but close to 500,000 children go missing a year, and the vast majority come out of what? The foster networks. These are the networks that are feeding these machines. That's how diabolical this country is. It's bad. It's really bad. So this is part 1, and stay tuned for part 2. And yeah, either I'll get that out today or tomorrow, but yeah.